Hi, this is Sir David the Bard again, and I want to do a video that is hard to do for me. Um, my mother is dying in a nursing home in California. Now that's a hell of a drive from Kangaroo City. Considering down here in Australia we're an island, and I have to drive my car fast across the water to get to California. Um, I've been doing a lot of thinking, and frankly, now this, I'm just, don't tell anybody this shit. Don't tell the Mormons this, because they'll say I'm a liar and I'm crazy. Maybe I am. I don't know. Anyway, I have, in my sleep the last month or so, I have been talking. Now, I don't know if my little Filipino wife is putting little tablets in my mashed potatoes and gravy truth serum, but I'm talking in my sleep, and very clearly. I'm not mumbling. And sometimes I wake up while I'm talking, and I wasn't sleeping very well at all, and I thought, well, maybe it's old age, maybe I've had a stroke or a tumor or something, but I wasn't that lucky. I still know who I am. Anyway, my brother, and I'm going to use his first name, screw him, screw all of them. They're nutballs. They're nutballs. My brother Chris, he's my youngest brother. Well, he sees Mom's $400 Social Security check, and Chris, that's big money. So he says she's living in a nice house that my brother Paul, the old bishop, he can be a true asshole too, but he was good to my mother. Paul gave her a little house to live in. He took all of her Social Security. She didn't have $10 to her name, but she had a place to live in her own, house. Well, Mom is not a funny person. Mom is a pathetic person. She wouldn't take her meds. She complains all the time, and she expects all of the kids to take her out to dinner and to entertain her. Well, Chris says to my brother Paul, why don't you have Mom come down and live with us? And Paul, he's a Mormon, and he says, oh, I don't know. Okay, yes, we don't want to take care of her. Get her ass out of here. So they send her to Chris's house. Well, the Bard said by revelation, and yes, the 6 teenage angel girls did appear to me, and some of you that are asking how they personally hygiene, that's inappropriate. Gods will not be mocked. And I don't know if they have wings or not, and I could certainly report the hygienic habits of the girls, but they told me that was sacred. Not secret. It was sacred. So anyway, my brother, my youngest brother, takes her down to California, and she's there like 3 weeks. Now, I have been caring for people in nursing homes in between college and other places when I've needed jobs, and I have been in geriatric care throughout parts of my life. When I was 15, I took care of Mr. Merriam of the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, day and night. So anyway, I know a little bit about what it's like to take care of an 86-year-old person. Well, my brother Chris, he's always got his head up his ass, and the only time he pulls it out is when he sees a $400 Social Security check. So anyway, he dumps her ass into a nursing home. Well, it's a nice nursing home. They're clean, and they get you out of bed, and they feed you well and keep you clean and try to entertain you. Most people don't like accordion music, but hell, maybe old people do. I don't know. And the hokey pokey, I don't know. Anyway, Mom calls me up, and she says, oh, I'm dying. I go, okay. Anything else new, Mom? I want you to come down here. I need you. Oh. God, Mom, I'm 65 years old. You've never needed me before. What changed? A deathbed? Oh, an atheist doesn't understand that. Okay? Only religious people are afraid to die. Atheists go, screw it, I don't care, I don't care. Today, tomorrow, never, I don't care. So anyway, I talked to my children and my wife, and they all agreed, and we drove all the way from Kangaroo City to California, and that's a bitch. And so we visited, and we had a reasonable visit. I mean, when you visit in a nursing home, the only thing that happened to me is I said, God, I never want to be in here. Nothing to say, nothing to see, nothing to do. Well, anyway, I tried to comfort my mom the best that I could, and then I came home. Well, 2 weeks later, I get another phone call. Help, I'm dying. Come to see me. I need you. I want you. Oh, Jesus, how does she need me and want me now that I'm 65, old and senile, and when I was a child, she was an absolute bitch to me? Now, I'm not saying my mother abused me, you know, with whips and sex stuff, and you know, I was never abused that way. I came from a pretty balanced home, I guess. I don't know. But my mom has been nothing but a pain in the ass, and of all the people that I have come into contact with in this world that have made my life miserable, no one is bigger than my mom. She has made my life literally hell. Now, I know a lot of you can say, he deserves hell. The Mormons say, he's kicking against the pricks. Well, the pricks are in Salt Lake City. I'm not kicking against them. When I got divorced, the most important thing, I guess, in my life, and don't tell anybody this because they'll use it against me, are my kids. I really, really enjoy raising kids and being a father. That is a thing that has challenged me since I was 19 years old. Well, when I get divorced, and I've been divorced 5 times now, my mom always sided with my ex-wives. And they took the kids away from me, all of them. And mom holds the kids along with the ex-wives. She's never said to an ex-wife, gee, you know, David hasn't seen Jenny for 10 years, and he'd like to. Would it be a place that maybe we could all meet and he could see Jenny? She's never advocated for me. Never, never, never. And she has done everything she can to hurt me. She has the kids over to her house, and I lived 2 blocks away, and she never told me that I could come over and watch them in the swimming pool, and she took pictures of the kids in the swimming pool, and then when they left, she would show me the pictures. See, look at how cute your kids are. Oh, holy shit, Mom, I don't want to see that. I'd like to see my kids myself. So she was titillated and enjoyed punishing me from seeing my own children. Well, I've gotten over that these days, 99% over it. And she divorced my father. He was an asshole. He was a child molester. Is that any reason to divorce a man? No. Well, anyway, I don't blame her for that one. But the second one, Don the fisherman, he was a freeloader. He would go out fishing for 2 weeks, and then he'd come home and get some food and put it on his boat, and he'd be gone again. So she divorced his ass. And then she had Earl. Earl was a very nice man. He just worshipped my mom and would do anything for her. And mom is from a fairly, not real rich, but an upper-class family in Reading, Massachusetts. Well, mom always thought she was better than everyone else, and Earl was too tall and embarrassed mom. So she divorced his ass because he was too tall. Well, now she's laying in a nursing home bed alone. Alone! And she said to me, she said, well, even my own kids will not come in as a group and be here. And I said, well, Mom, that's been 50 years. That's no surprise. If any of my brothers and sisters walked into the room while I was visiting you, I would politely excuse myself and give them the finger. No, I wouldn't give them the finger. Well, maybe I would. Anyway, now, you know, these last 2 or 3 weeks, oh, she wants all of these things, the kids to come together and the grandchildren and everyone to mourn her and to visit and sit there and watch her die. Screw that. Now, I've thought a lot about this, folks, and I know most of you are going to disagree with me because we bipolar people think very differently. We think very differently than you normal people. I went once to visit her there, and she and I had a pretty good relationship before she went over there to California. And our relationship had been estranged for 50 years. In the last 10 years or so, we've gotten along fairly well. So I felt I've done my service, okay? Now, to go there like the Mormons in her family, the cult people, they're all going, oh, she was the most wonderful, she was this, she was that. She wasn't. She was a poor mother, at best. And I think I've given her as much respect and dignity as a son can do. Now, here's where bipolar people, we differ from you normal people. Death does not erase or make things even anywhere at any time. Now, I know with you people, death does that. That people say, well, she deserves a little bit of comfort in her last hours. Who made that up? I deserved a little bit of comfort when I was going without my children that I'd sacrificed my whole life for. Did I get it? No. I know that you people who are afraid of death, which is 99% of the people that watch me, you're afraid you don't have enough Jesus points and you're going to go to a bad place. Well, who knows? I don't know. I don't care. But death does not make everything even. A deathbed repentance to you people, even in your law, you allow a deathbed confession to be assumed to be true. Why? The guy was a liar his whole life. Why would the last 10 minutes of his life he turn honest? So, I'm a bipolar person, and I said to myself, and I've thought a lot about this. This is not just something off the cuff and something that I thought about this morning. It's been weeks and weeks and thousands of hours. Does she deserve more? And I've come to the conclusion, no, she doesn't. Let her die an old woman. Let her die lonely. She divorced every man in the world that would take care of her. She has taunted and been the liaison between me and my estranged wives and children, and she has been the orchestrator of me not seeing my children. And now suddenly she goes, oh, I need you, oh, I want you, oh. She never said that before. So, you know, I think death makes us pretty hypocritical. Well, maybe I will be. I don't know until I die. I do remember when I was having quad bypass in the hospital, I was laying there alone. And when I go to the hospital, I stay alone. I don't let visitors. No one comes in when I'm in the hospital. I'm tired of guilty people coming in and using me to relieve themselves of guilt. If they're guilty, they're guilty. Don't come in and try to pretend that you like me. And I was laying there in bed, and I was going within 5 minutes. I was going into surgery, and I was very conscious and very aware that there's a chance, a reasonable chance, I might die. And I got thinking and processing, and of course, being bipolar, we can process hundreds and maybe thousands of things every minute. And I got thinking about my life and who I was, and I said, I don't care. If I live, I live. If I die, I die. I'm not sad. I'm not depressed. I'm not hoping that I'm going to have a few more days. It's silly. So I have been, you know, in front of death probably 3 or 4 times in my life, and I don't fear it. I don't fear it because I don't want to go with Jesus. You know, you people can go with him, but, you know, the way he's treated me and the rest of my children here down on the earth, I ain't interested. He needs some fathering skills. Anyway, I just wanted to get it out and get it on record because I know I have some of my relatives which, I don't know, how do you divorce a relative that has your DNA? If someone knows how to divorce my brothers and sisters and some of my children, please let me know. I've disowned them, but that isn't strong enough. I really want my blood different. Can I get like a transfusion? Anyway, I don't know how the rest of you feel. I know some of you have been through this, and you're much smarter than I am in this, and maybe I'll grow to regret it. Maybe I'll go, oh, I should have been there when my mom took her last breath. Well, you know, where was Mom when I was laying on the couch crying my eyes out? Where was Mom when I was having angina and heart problems because of the stress of not only the Mormon church, but also of not being able to see my kids, and then taunting me with pictures in front and telling them everything about me that I was suffering, and all the women got together and go, oh, good, he's suffering, he deserves to suffer. Well, now their liaison is dead. Am I remorseful? I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not. It may be because I'm bipolar. I don't know. But I am not remorseful, and I'm not going to go down from Kangaroo City to California again. She dies, she dies. I'm not going to her funeral. You know, I read the obituaries all the time. I get a Salt Lake paper that's sent down here to Kangaroo City. And every person that dies, you think they're an angel. You think they're a god. Where are all the assholes? The live people? They lie and lie and lie in an obituary. And that makes them feel good. Well, you know what? They're guilty. Let them ride their guilt to their last breath. I'm not guilty. I live the way I think it's right. I live to help other people, and I live to be a part of society that is better. And so these people don't. They use each other and use me, and you know what? I'm sorry. I don't feel bad. I don't feel sorry. And I'm not going to California anymore. She's going to die. She's going to die. And frankly, I'm going to have some relief. Some relief.